last video, we discussed the pros and cons of flattening your island, and I decided that I would flatten my over 1,200 hour island that I've had since the release date and rebuild it Fairycore. But we're going to do it section by section, starting today with my island entrance. So this is what my island entrance is currently looking like. If I had to give it a theme, I would say I was going for garden core, but I think I've definitely grown out of it. So for starters, I think I'm going to keep this little duck pond on the left here because it will definitely fit the Fairycore theme, and also I'm going to try and keep as much of this moon pond terraforming as I can as well, and hopefully fit it in to the new build because I really love it and I definitely think that's Fairycore too. I'm so excited to get started and see how this ends up, so I will flatten the rest of the entrance and get started with the build. So going into this project, I didn't really have a specific plan. All I knew is that to start, I wanted to connect the little duck pond to the moon pond and have a diagonal bridge leading towards the resident services. Now this took me hours. It had been a good 2 years since I'd done any terraforming and I had completely forgotten how to do it, and also I found it really difficult to work out how to place a diagonal bridge. I had to watch so many YouTube tutorials, but in the end it was definitely worth it. I think the diagonal bridge looks so cute. After the bridge was set in place, I ended up tweaking the river to make it look exactly how I wanted it to, and I also ended up tweaking the shape of the duck pond too. I ended up destroying this little chunk of terraforming that you see here because I wanted to rebuild it back up and make better use of the space. I also just want to jump in and say this is my first ever speed build video, so I'm really sorry if there are any sort of awkward cuts or anything like that. I'm still learning how to do speed build videos, but I really do appreciate your guys' patience. If you have any tips, let me know. But yeah, I also didn't do this in one sitting because it literally took me hours. So throughout the video, you'll probably end up seeing the weather change, the time of day change, etc. But I'm really happy with the end result. So here I'm just laying a windy magical path leading from the bridge to the resident services. I'm just using a stone path code. I will put the code in the comments below. I love this path so much. Once I was happy with the shape of the path, I started decorating this little chunk of cliffs here. I was so happy to be able to use the wedding welcome board sign there because I wanted to use it on my island before, but I could never make it fit in, and I think it looks so cute there. Because we're going Fairycore, I'm using a lot of butterfly models because I think they look so magical and whimsical, so you're going to see a lot of those throughout this build. Next, I just went round and I wanted to make this little chunk of cliffs here a lot bigger because I know I wanted to make it 2 tiers, and there comes Dottie to interrupt me. I swear they know, they just know. Something that you guys didn't see earlier is when I was mapping out that little river between the duck pond and the moon pond, Maple was driving me insane. She kept coming over and sitting right where I wanted to place a river, and then she would get up and only to destroy my hopes by sitting back down again in a different spot that was just as inconvenient. Anyway, I made sure to make this little chunk of cliffs quite large because I knew I wanted to have 2 layers. Another thing that I had forgotten about terraforming since I last did it around 2 years ago is I forgot how finicky it can be. I forgot the frustration of not being able to place cliffs on the edge of other cliffs or placing trees right next to a river or on the edge of a cliff. It really frustrates me because there are some really perfect places that would be so cute with a tree, but it just doesn't allow me to place it there. But anyway, I ended up getting it how I wanted it to look. I added a 2-tiered waterfalls, which again I'm gonna be using a lot throughout this island because I feel like they look so magical and it's perfect for Fairycore. And I decorated it with more greenery, some bush lamps, more butterfly models of course. Which reminds me, I wanted to ask you guys, what is your favourite butterfly model or bug model that you can get in this game? Because mine is the Emperor butterfly and I literally have to resist using it because I feel like I've probably overused it way too much on my island, and I don't want that to be the case. I want to have a sort of variety of butterflies. After that, I went back round to the front and I started tackling the very beginning of the entrance. I do sort of switch between what part I'm working on, like, and I move on midway through decorating a section, so I'm really sorry if this is quite hard to follow. But I ended up adding a bush lamp, a little log bench, and then I came to the little section after a bridge and added an angled signpost, and then I just went around adding a load of sort of final touches like the vines and some glowing moss and some more bush lamps, of course. Then I went round to my moon pond and I wanted to add a little stepping stone in the middle of a river, so that's what I'm doing here. I added this little love heart grass pattern and I think it looks so cute, and that way you can just hop across to the centre of the pond if you wanted to. Next I tackled the front of the pond. I lay down a path and you'll see the decorations here change a lot. I just could not make up my mind with how I wanted the front to look. I did eventually find a design that I was happy with in the end though, but it just took a while. I laid down this little welcome code which I had on my old island entrance. I think it looks so cute. Then I moved over to the front of my little bridge and I added an iron garden bench. I love these benches so much, and a little tree. So the next bit here I did in a completely different sitting, so it is the evening. I'm so sorry about the lighting change all of a sudden, but I decided I wanted to decorate closer to my resident services a little bit more. I was going to leave it for when I did the resident services, but I feel like it would fit better in this video. So I created a little circle with the stone path and I placed a fountain in the middle, and then I just adjusted the winding path to connect it all. And I really love how it turned out. Now, I'm really sorry, my recording after this completely cut out and I had no idea, but I'm here to show you the final entrance reveal. Now, I am so obsessed with how this looks. I think it definitely looks very cool. I think it looks so magical and adorable, and I can't actually believe that this is my island. I love how the little winding path looks. I edited the cliffs by the duck pond, and also I've got lots of terraforming around, which I love. We've of course got our little moon pond here with the terraforming in the background. I think it looks so cute. I'm literally so obsessed with this. And I think my villagers love it too. Look at Dottie. Look how cute she is taking in the scenery. She is so sweet. But thank you so much for watching this video. What are your thoughts? Are you redoing parts of your island? Let me know in the comments. I would love to know. The next episode I'm going to be reworking around my resident services, and it's going to be a big one because we have so much space to fill, but I'm so excited. Please do consider liking and subscribing. It really means the world, and I will see you next time. Bye!